Eita, friends and family. Welcome to yet another exciting and insightful episode of the Simply Level podcast. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. Great to have you on board. If it's your first time here, welcome to the family. I am confident that you will find value and great insights in this community. So, friends, in our last episode, we introduced the very important subject of emotional intelligence. Little did I know that this would resonate certainly with so many people. So much so that not only was there a great appreciation on how we approached the subject matter, but also a specific request by one of our loyal listeners for a follow-up podcast for us to unpack further the second element of emotional intelligence, that is self-regulation. You might recall from our previous episode that we introduced the 5 elements of emotional intelligence according to Daniel Goleman as being 1. Self-awareness, 2. Self-regulation, 3. Motivation, 4. Empathy, and 5. Social skills. We dealt largely, if you would recall, with self-awareness in our last episode. So today, we place our focus on self-regulation. What is this idea of self-regulation in its most simplest form or definition? It goes as follows. Self-regulation is the ability to understand and manage your behavior and your reactions to feelings, things happening around you. It includes being able to regulate reactions to strong emotions such as frustration, excitement, anger, and embarrassment, among others. So with this in mind, it probably goes without saying that for there to be an improved level of self-regulation, there must be an increased level of self-awareness, right? It seems like such an obvious thing. However, sadly, it's not. In fact, I have found personally that not many of us give attention to this important aspect of life. Because if we did, there wouldn't be so much unresolved conflict in our families, in our places of work, on social media, in our churches, another oops there, and in our friendships, etc. So, how do you then develop a greater sense of self-regulation, one may ask? I'm glad you ask. Well, friends, allow me to borrow from the great scholar, psychologist, and author Daniel Goleman, as he proposes 3 very simple yet effective ways to do this. Number 1, learn your own self-calming techniques. Self-calming techniques. It could range from anything, really. Take a pause, a deep breath, especially when in a heated exchange or dealing with a stressful issue. Go for a walk. Go and distress at the gym. Walk away and play your favorite song. So whatever your self-technique or self-calming technique is, it may differ from one person to another, but you've got to be intentional about it, right? Whatever technique works best for you, leverage it. You will find that more often than not, you will bounce back a lot calmer, therefore more inclined to think and engage more rationally, as opposed to being clouded by emotion in the heat of the moment. Does it make sense? Great stuff. Number 2, allow emotions to pass through you. That's a very important one. Allow emotions to pass through you. Emotions are temporary, and they are triggered by something, in some instances, someone. So recognizing the fact or that particular fact is extremely important, as emotions can be very strong. Walk away and keep your cool, as the old saying goes. And doing that, let me repeat that, walking away and keeping your cool can often be the best decision you can make to protect your own dignity and also keeping your place at the negotiation table. That's a very important fact. It will protect you from saying things you would otherwise not have said in your more calmer state of mind and emotion. Nothing disarms a heated argument than a calm, cool-headed demeanor in spite of a charged nature of an exchange. Number 3, reflect before making decisions. This one I cannot emphasize even more. As human beings, our Creator has blessed us with an innate ability to think independently and the beauty of choice. Just the other day, I had a deep conversation with a very good friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, who's going through a very trying season at the moment. The kind of season that, by God's grace, I myself have just come out of. He was thinking about making some very drastic decisions, life-changing decisions, while in this very tough season. So with the benefit of hindsight and some lessons that I believe I've learned and the wisdom I've gained from going through this tough season, I was able to point out to my friend not to make any big decisions in a moment of distress, pain, or high excitement. I know this for a fact because I've personally made some bad decisions, which seemed like at the time, they seemed like they were good decisions, but would later turn out to be the wrong ones for me and for my career. I gently asked my friend to pause, reflect, and count the cost before making these decisions. This will allow him, as a result, to think rationally and logically before making those difficult decisions, especially in a moment of weakness and vulnerability. The emotions shall pass. Allow yourself, friends, to the privilege to be calm and be in a calm state of mind and heart before making any big decisions. So, friends, we're going to keep it short today. This is it for this week's episode. 3 ideas I'd like to leave with you as I summarize them as you advance in your journey of emotional intelligence together with me, because I'm learning as well. Number 1, learn and apply some self-calming techniques. Number 2, allow emotions to pass through you. Number 3, reflect before making big decisions. Thank you for tuning in. I hope these very simple tips have been helpful. Let's meet again next time as we unpack the rest of the elements of this important subject of emotional intelligence, as I bow out in the unique way in which we do it in this community. Eita.